Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. It is Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. I had to think about it. Like really had to think about it. Yes, it's Tuesday night. I haven't checked in with you guys in going on like 2 weeks, so yeah, doing terrible with this. But nonetheless, I've missed you guys, and I hope that you've all been well. With all that said, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. And I hope you like what you see here. Decide to stick around, all that good stuff. Hit that like button, subscribe, so on and so forth. What are you doing? Stuff. Sorry, talking to my son. And for those of you who have already been rocking with the girl for a little bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. So, without further ado, without chitter chatting too much, this is just going to be a very, very general collective message, kind of a whatever comes out kind of thing. I have a few decks here that I felt drawn to, so we'll kind of pull as we go along and see what the hell is going on with you guys. Oh, I didn't even realize she went on. I didn't get a why didn't I get a notification? That's so weird. How did I get one? That's annoying. I did not even get one. But anywho, hello, lovies. This is, like I said, this is a collective general message. Thankful for you guys popping in. I'm seeing some of my favorite people in the whole wide world popping up, so that definitely always makes me happy. Like I said, I haven't been on in like going on 2 weeks, so yeah, I've been doing pretty terrible with this whole sticking to this kind of thing. I need to just make a schedule, because if I just base it off of how I'm feeling, I'll never go on. I'm always tired. So it's like, yeah, about that. But anywho, so without further ado, um, Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. Alright, so I'm going to split this deck here. We're going to start off with the Zodiac 108 deck, which I really like because it's very, very general, but there's a lot of cards in this deck, so it allows us to kind of get an idea of what's going on with you guys at this time. So when I split the deck, we have Diamond, which is about it's about creativity, and it's also about like hard work and dedication towards something. We also have Yarn. I'm going to refrain from reading like the whole word because there's like so much stuff on these cards and I don't want to bore y'all. So what I pick up on is what I'll kind of speak on. But yeah, we have the Yarn card, which is just kind of like a lot of chaos kind of happening right now. Feeling like things might be a little out of control with certain aspects of your life. Maybe you're trying to find the sense of willpower. I'm getting willpower to kind of push forward when it comes to something that you've been wanting to work on. Maybe I'm kind of getting, maybe it's about work for some of you. It's going to be different for everybody, so take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. I'm going to do a few shuffles, and then we're just going to pull a few from here, see what's going on. I guess I've missed you guys, but this been so damn tired. You guys know that I tend to divulge a lot on here. I had some blood work done recently, and now I'm like, that makes all the fucking sense why I'm always so goddamn tired. I'm always so tired. And my iron is severely low. It's supposed to be like between 20 and I think 50 or something like that. I'm at 9. So yeah, no wonder I'm fucking tired. I'm like, shit, I need to get some goddamn sleep, but not only just sleep, I need to start taking better care of myself. So I wouldn't be shocked if that shows up in this message somewhere. Just saying. Alright, so we have tools. I will read this whole card because there's a lot of information on this one. It says practical, abilities, resources, has what it takes, application, build it, fix it, organization, help someone, task at hand, well prepared, equipment, and get shit done. Oh, and masculinity is also here. So, I'm getting some energy of individuals right now who might be trying to maybe prepare for something. Maybe that's why we kind of got this energy of like, there's like a lot of hassles. I just now heard red tape. So maybe like there's something you guys are trying to do, but there's like a lot of red tape preventing you to get there. So there's a lot of preparation involved when it comes to something that is very passionate to you. Let me know if any of that resonates so far. Tell us more. Let's get maybe, let's get like 3 or 4 from here. My ears started ringing like crazy. Holy shit. Wow. Like it just like came out of nowhere. I'm just like, whoa, holy shit. I just heard the word chitter chatter. I don't know if people are gossiping or something like that. They can mind their fucking business. But anywho, that part, right? We have a birdcage. It says possessive, codependent, cling, restless, oblivious, controlled, single way, want freedom, without consent, dominion, watched, hostage, confined, jealous, trapped, and predator. So I don't know if any of you guys have been feeling like you've been kind of like confined to your circumstances, and that could be why you're trying to prepare. I also heard like repair is technically on that first card. It actually does say that in there somewhere, I think. Oh, it says build it, but then I heard repair. So I don't know if like for somebody this is going to be very specific. Let me know if it resonates. But somebody might be doing home repairs. I'm getting something like that. It may be because you're bound to like a contract or something when it comes to your home, like you can't just leave or something. I'm getting something very, very interesting like that. Let me know if any of that resonates. That seems very specific though. But if any of you have been kind of feeling confined to a circumstance, as you're working on this, preparation to go towards something different, something new, I can see how there could be a little bit of frustration. Tell us more. Let's get maybe 2 more from here, maybe 3. All right, we have hot air balloon. Balance, uplifting, freedom, going with the flow, rise above, don't resist, new perspective, untouchable, defying gravity, continuous flow, ascension, view, elevate, and feeling good. And I'm feeling good. So you guys are, after a period of feeling like there was some hassles, things that were like some setbacks, things that were kind of making you feel bound and held down, you're rising above those situations and those circumstances. If it hasn't happened yet, it's on the horizon, so don't lose faith. Yeah, see? Oh my god. I kept hearing repair. It was after my ear started ringing. It's not technically on that tool card, but I was looking, I'm like, is it on there? And it's not. But look what ended up coming up. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to, guys. Repairman. And the first thing on there is repair. And I kept saying I was feeling and hearing that. So I'm going to read the whole card. Let me know if it resonates with any of y'all. So it says repairman. Repair, fine-tune, heal, fix, many working parts, reset, proceed carefully, needs fixing, make adjustments, recover, skilled, make things right, mend, restore, and upgrade. That's crazy because like I swear to God, guys, like y'all saw me, like you see me shuffling. Like it's not like I just have a card in my hand and I'm like pulling it out. Like no, like I shuffled and that's the card that came out. That is fucking nuts. Putting that out. Holy shit. that really fucked me up a little bit. I mean, I'm acting like that doesn't happen on here all the time, but like there's just those certain times where it happens and it's like, oh my goodness. Because everything that I was just like picking up on and felt, there it goes. It's like, so, everybody's going through different things, so definitely take the messages as they resonate. And, understand also, like when I read literally, and then I also sometimes pick up on more intuitive messages. So a lot of times I'm more intuitive, more than anything. But I'm just saying, like for some of you might literally be like doing like some like home improvement or something, stuck in like a contract or something. And for others, it's more like figurative, and it's like you're working and rebuilding in your life, right? So it's going to be different for everybody. All right, so we have two cards that came out just now. We have map. It says exploration, find your way, locate unknown destination, new territory, lay of the land, plan. Yep, see, another thing about preparation and planning. Um, yeah, plan, prepare, chart a course, read the signs, figure it out, directions, and new perspective. Along with, and these came out together, microphone, news, trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speak truth, communicate, social media, being heard, and speaking up. Those came out together. Those are some interesting cards to come up together. I'm not really sure where that microphone card comes in, but maybe this is about just being more vocal about something, maybe like some type of needs or something like that that need to be addressed, and vocalizing that, perhaps something along those lines. We do also have universe on the bottom of the deck, which is really just about being in touch with, the higher power and source. Um, that sense of connectedness. We actually have a creative force here that showed up more than once as well. So, being more in touch with the creator or whatever you happen to believe in. Hey, Yvette. I do see there was a couple of people who popped in, and if I did not say hi to you, I didn't do it on purpose. I promise. I see Yvette, Dumini. She is Queen, Duncan, John. Hi guys. Keisha, Eastern Gamer. So like if any of you guys who are still here and in the chat and partaking in this reading, I greatly appreciate you guys. I promise you I'm not ignoring. It's just I'm trying to focus in on the reading, and being that I haven't been on here in like it's going on 2 weeks, pat myself on the hand. Let's get one more. Yeah, I just want to try to really focus in on this. So if I don't see some of the messages, I do apologize. Doesn't mean that I'm not acknowledging you. I just may have not seen it, okay? Right, but I do love and appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get one more from this deck. I'm happy I went on because I was kind of tired and I was like, I should just do it. Like, yeah, you're tired. It's okay. You were tired at work too, right? Like, it will be fine. All right. We have scuba diver here. It says going within. I like that. Observation, 0 point, self exclamation. Exploring the unconscious mind. In the void, desire to know. Self reflection, disconnecting, deep thoughts, and subliminal. So some of you guys might have been spending a lot of time to self, with self, working on, this, again, we got this sense of, preparation, and, there might have been some hiccups that have happened that kind of kept you feeling a little bit confined in your circumstances, but you've been working on those things, rising above it. And, maybe some of you guys have been doing a lot of inner work or just spending a lot of time with yourself. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, and I think that a lot of you guys are doing that because you just feel like if you don't really hone in on whatever it is that is happening in your life at this time, you might feel like things are going to continue to stay unchanged and not move in the direction that you're trying to have them move in, which definitely is understandable and makes a lot of sense. I can for one say that I've been in such recluse mode lately. I haven't been doing much of nothing. If it's not work related, I have just been in the house, and I'm trying so hard to get out of that mode because like it's good only if you, how can I put it? If you start becoming like, how can I put it? being to yourself is one thing, but being a true recluse is completely different. Those are two different things. And I feel like I'm becoming a recluse, and that's not naturally me. So I know that, like, and I divulge on here all the time. If you don't like readers who divulge their personal lives, then this is not the channel for you. But like, I have like depression and stuff like that. So sometimes I go through those moments, and I'll tell myself, oh, I need to do this, and then I revert right back to my old ways, and I'm trying not to do that. So I don't know if any of you, and then, like, not for nothing, those of us who experience all the 4 seasons, right? Wherever we live, here where I live right now, we're in fall. Summer's trying to make a comeback right now. So it's been a little bit hot the past couple of days, but some of you might resonate with the idea that those colder months we might spend more time to ourselves and things like that. So I think spirit just is saying be mindful of that, like isolating yourself too much and being too lonely, because that might not be good. Yeah, because we have unchanged and then happening soon. So it's like things might have been feeling like there's no movement, and like there might be something that's about to happen in the near future that they want you to be on the lookout for. So spirit definitely wanted me to like divulge that a little bit, and I have no problem with doing so. We have a beehive here. Diligent, persistent, stamina, application, tireless, mindful, hard work, devoted, fruitful, busy, conscientious, energetic, continual, harvest, endurance, effort, patience, and concentration here in the middle of the deck. So, you guys have been working hard, but the thing is, it's like, don't work so hard that you forget the importance of, watching the fruit of your labor come together, whatever it is that you've been kind of working hard and diligently at, because, everybody's got something different going on, but whatever the case may be, just don't forget to, relish in the idea of being able to, enjoy life too, right? I think it's easy, like, when we're, if you're anything like me, where again, you go through like your moments of like depression or anything like that, and you kind of, anxiety, or, life just be lifing, right? Things happen. And, that might put you in a place where you're like, I don't really want to be around anybody. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do that. Eventually you got to kind of come out of your shell a little bit and enjoy life. Don't forget to do that. Spirit really wants me to put that out there for you guys. And give me 1 second, because I am very thirsty. And I do have a water. Of course, it's all the way, like, where I have to, like, reach mad far to fucking get it. Seltzer here. I could live on these Poland Spring waters like nobody's business. I love them. I get, like, especially at Stop and Shop, like they have like the different seasonal flavors, and they have specials on them. I'd be like, yes, I want that, please. All right. So we're gonna dive deeper into what we're seeing here. I'm gonna do maybe like a little 5 or 6 card spread to see what's going on. This is a new deck that I have not used on the channel yet. I've used it on myself, and I felt very, very drawn to these. These were just from Target. Like, I was out of town, and I was like, ooh, I should order some cards because I might go live. Didn't happen this weekend. But I really, like, had all the intents and purposes of saying, oh, I'm going to go live. Never got around to it. Nah, get away from me. Where did that come from? That was random. But, yeah, like, I was like, maybe I'll decide to go live, blah, blah, blah. Purchased these, used them on myself, and then they were so powerful, and I fell asleep for like 3 hours after I used them. And I was like, I guess I won't be going live. But point being, these are really good cards. And, I mean, they were cheap. They were like, this little cute set right here gave me like a little velvet box and stuff. It was, I think, $16. So I had it delivered and everything from whatchamacallit, Instacart. And they didn't even use them. So now I'm using them here with you guys. So I'm gonna shuffle maybe 2 or 3 more times. One more. Like I said, we'll do like a little 5 or 6 card spread. See what's going on with you guys when it comes to this energy. Thank you. Yeah, you guys just feel like dissatisfied right now. You're like, fuck this shit. I mean, I can dig it, man. Like when life is life and you just you start feeling disinterested and just kind of, like, whatever about stuff. Maybe that's how some of you guys are feeling right now. I definitely can understand that for sure. All right, so let's see. Let's get, what's the overall end? Oh, that, look, as I'm about to start shuffling, this shot out in a challenging position. So it's like you guys are trying to get out of that energy. Spirit is like, oh, there's emphasis on that card. We're going to look into that deeper. As soon as I started to shuffle, it came out. Yeah. It's time to move away from that type of stuff. Distancing yourself away from it with the Three of Wands. Planning. We did see that energy of planning, preparation. Yeah. I do think sometimes you guys get in your heads a little too much about certain things, which is understandable. Again, like, if there's been some challenges and stuff, maybe you just feel like, damn, like, when are things going to get better? They get, psyched out. You might have been going through like a dark night of the soul kind of thing recently. The Tower. A lot of things around you just kind of falling apart and just like, not, well, we did see the hassle card, so that makes sense. Just trying to figure out, your ass from your elbow, right? And this thing we call life, and trying to understand, what do I do here? How do I move forward, right? Let's get some more for the collective. What else is going on? Tell us more. Yeah. 7 of Wands here as the incoming energy. So I'm getting kind of like a protect your peace kind of thing. Like there's going to be things that'll happen that might kind of take you off of, off of your trail or off your track or whatever as you're working on these different things. But, Spirit is saying, look, definitely just, protect your energy, Excuse me. It could be somebody from the past who's been watching you, kind of lurking around. Yeah. And the reason why is because they see your good fortune coming in. They see you doing what you need to do, working on yourself, working on your different aspects of life and bettering yourself. And there's people who will try to come and take it, For some of you, these are people who are within your own family sector. So take that as it resonates. But, definitely just make sure you never compromise your own happiness when it comes to, and what it is that you've been working towards. When it comes to that type of energy, protect that at all costs. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this energy of somebody lurking and watching and just kind of almost waiting for your downfall or whatever. And this is somebody you already like have started to move past that energy, and that might be why they act like this. Somebody who you might have really been charitable to or gave a lot of your energy and time to, made you feel like you were put in this like, between like a rock and a hard place kind of vibe, like getting abandonment even. Yeah. So, but they're definitely letting you know, like, to release that. And again, protect your peace. Tell us more. What else is going on? Thank you. Yeah, for somebody, this is like a home situation. It's not going to be for everybody, so please take it as it resonates. But like, we have the 4 of Wands here. And with that 4 of Wands, like, I'm getting like, somebody who's tied to your foundation. It could be a family member, somebody within your home. This could be something that affects the home. And remember, we did say, because I was picking up on it earlier, that's not going to be for everybody, but I did pick up for somebody. It could be like you're stuck in like a contract or something in your home, like a rental agreement or something like that, and you can't just leave. So you're kind of stuck there. I'm getting something like that. It's going to be different for everybody, though. Something contractual, though, for some. Yeah. See, look, here goes the Hermit. We were talking about this energy a little while ago, right? Just kind of feeling, to yourself right now, isolated, but they want you to move forward. Chariot. It's time to move forward. Past whatever this is, whatever this may be. Yep, move forward. Six of Swords. Transition. So you're transitioning into, a different phase of your life and moving towards, the calmer waters, right? After dealing with something that was not that great. And it's going to be different for everyone. All right, tell us more. All right, yeah, the Death card. I mean, something is ending. Something's really ending. Something's happening here. And it's one of those kind of things where I think for some of you, this was such a big transitional period that, like, I don't think some of you guys were even ready for what had to happen. But it, getting a message, a download slash message, sorry. I'm getting, for those of you who are resonating with this, like, really getting something about the home life. I really am. And those of you who are not resonating with it being like your home situation or family like oriented, it could just be, really doing that deep diving necessary in order for you guys to see changes in your life happen. You understand now, like, okay, I have to put an end to these different things in order to see these successes happen. Getting something like that. Yeah, you've manifested this. The Magician is here. You've been manifesting this. So I love that energy. Yeah, but there's definitely somebody who's like watching, waiting. Yeah, somebody who's betrayed you. Look, I'm not just saying these cards just to say it. Page of Swords, which is about like somebody watching. And we also have the Ten of Swords here. A lot of Swords energy. Somebody might have air in their chart, whether somebody in their circle who's closely related to them has that air in their chart, or you could have air in your chart. But there's a lot of air in this reading. But yes, I also just got something. This is very specific. This is not gonna be for everybody. I have all my teeth in my mouth, all intact, okay? But I felt like my jaw, like the bottom part was like going like that and then like back in. So I don't know if somebody has somebody in their life who, if they're resonating with this, and this is a person in your life who you're kind of like detaching from or whatever, they might be older. Yeah, like a parent, aunt, uncle, something like that, grandparent, and they might have dentures. So that was really interesting, but I did pick up on that just now. Seems very specific because that's definitely not going to resonate with everybody. But yeah, a lot of major arcana are also coming up right now. We have the moon, so there's like definitely this energy of like hidden energy, but there's also this energy of you guys understanding and seeing things for what it is. And that is allowing for you guys to be able to have this pivotal transitional period in your life at this time versus just, waiting for things to happen. Like, no, you're like, no, like I have to kind of seize an opportunity in order to, see changes happening is what I'm kind of getting there. Tell us more. There we go again. The moon. I'm like, oh, what's going on I'm asking, like, what's going on behind the scenes? The moon. Yeah, so there are things going on behind the scenes, but I'm also getting like the moon could represent like deception and things like that, but the moon can also represent your own like motivations and stuff like that, and driving forces that keep you in situations. So being able to be honest with ourselves and have that revelation of, okay, well, these are the things that might be kind of keeping me a little bit held back at this time. So again, this is going to look different for everybody. For some of you, it's different relationships in your life with people. For some, it's within your own self. It could be work, romance. Like, yeah, see, look, can't make this shift even if I wanted to, right? Things that you're bound to. The devil here, and a lot of major arcana cards popping up. So with that said, you know, take the messages as they resonate and use your own intuition here, because it will look different for each of you. But let me know if it's making sense. Look, as you remove those negative things from your life and you uncover what these negative motivations might be, the things that you're bound to still or are working on releasing, that's when you're going to start to see a lot of things start to happen and change in your life. The Ace of Pentacles, the hand of the Most High, being able to say, okay, I present this to you after you've done all this work, right? Yeah. Look, it's a presentation, right? Like, Page of Pentacles. For some of you, it could be monetary, but for others, it's just like a new lease on life. Being able to be in a happier place and say, "Wow, I went through all this shit, and now I can, say I'm in a much better place," which I definitely love to see and hear. So let me know if any of this is making sense or resonates. What else, Spirit? All right, so we have two cards that came out as I was asking about the likely outcome. We have the Six of Cups, and it came out along with the Page of Wands. So I do feel like there's going to be some type of communication for some of you guys when it comes to somebody from your past. This person could be a fire sign, possibly for some of you. For others, it could be an air sign. But I'm also getting that excuse me, you might have to be able to use your sense of confidence within yourself to be assertive. And we did talk about this energy, right? Microphone. And I was like, I don't know where this is going yet. But it's about expression, right? Being able to be confident and expressive about what it is, speaking your truth. So if there's somebody from your past who you don't want anything to do with, and they try to come back around into your energy, you're going to have to be the one to say, yeah, I'm good on that. And, you have to do it however you see fit. If you're able to just kind of be very diplomatic about it, like, hey, I really don't feel the need to have communication with you. I wish you well. Great. For some people, you're gonna have to get a little bit nitty gritty with them and be like, fuck you. You're an asshole. I don't want you in my space at all. Click. Locked and blocked. Okay, so it's gonna be different for everybody, but like I know for myself, one of my exes came to my job a while back when I wasn't there, and when it was like they were described, like, oh, look at this, and I was like, I don't know who that is. Like, why are you coming to my fucking job? First off, it's been a super long time, so I was confused by even that. But like, you have some audacity and goddamn nerve to come up in my goddamn job. No one I still work here. 3333. When I said that, like, come on now. Like, we're not about to play these games, because look, I split the deck and what comes up? The devil. It's like, no. And that's why you're going to have to use your discernment, because we did have that King of Swords. I just want to show you the cards that made me say what I was saying. That's about somebody who's assertive, right? And they're very, very discerning. They know their stuff. Like, they're not going to let nobody come past them like that. And then we also have the King and Queen of Wands. Anywho, we have the King of Wands here. And that's somebody who's very also assertive, but they're also very confident and powerful, and they don't take nobody's shit. Now, I will say this: right underneath that King of Wands is the Queen of Wands, which is interesting. So for some of you, this could have to do with your, love life. That's not going to be for everybody, but take it as it resonates, because that's a match. So you might have fire in your chart, or your partner does, if you're dating or are going to be dating. And there could be a person from their past trying to come in and infiltrate the relationship. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. Yeah, see, look, underneath those two cards was the Page of Cups. That's about love offers. Now, the thing is, It could be a very like bullshit ass offer, like just very like surface level. And I don't think that, let's just see what's underneath that one. Just to, yeah, see temperance, finding peace and balance. So like, yeah, this is somebody from the past who wants to try to come in and, fix fix things. And that's not gonna resonate with everybody. But for somebody, Spirit wanted me to make sure I looked at those other cards. Um, there could be somebody who's involved with someone, and their ex or somebody they dealt with is coming back, trying to, spin the block, and their person, or maybe even you, and maybe it's your own ex, somebody's trying to come back around and, spin the block and try to talk or whatever and reach out, blah, blah, blah. And there's going to have to be that sense of assertiveness, like, no, I'm good. I don't want anything to do with you. That's what I'm getting. So don't shoot the messenger. 1 second. Wow, that was crazy. A lot going on here. A lot of different moving parts. Um, what we got? All right. For the advice, Spirit is asking you guys to just like leave things behind, things that no longer serve you, things that don't sit well in your spirit. You know what I mean? Like just let those things go. Put them in the past and leave them there. I'm also getting, this is definitely a time of, and we already talked about this way earlier. It's like the first energy we saw, like preparation, planning. So you guys are definitely like, I think you guys, it's been long overdue. You've been waiting for something to happen, and now this is the time to really just do some planning, like plan accordingly to allow for these things to come in towards you. Leave the past in the past. The things that were disappointments and things like that, let that shit go. And that's the truth. Spirit ain't playing with y'all. Spirit's like, absolutely, that's exactly what needs to be done here. Ace of Swords. So yeah, letting go of the things that happened in the past, leave it in the past, leave it behind you, and start again planning accordingly towards the things that are the things that you have been working towards. Because we saw the Magician, we saw so many different cards popping up that are about really putting that willpower forward to be able to have the things that you feel that you want and deserve at this time. Yeah, boss up, baby. Shit. The Emperor, bossing up, right? Um, Leveling up in your life, and also just taking a sense of control over your life too is what I'm kind of getting here. For some of you, this is going to be a little bit, more specific, but there could be like a person from your past that was maybe an Aries, who you were having issues with, or somebody who was like a boss they were having issues with, or a father figure who were having issues with. For others of you, it's just simply saying this is that time to take that sense of control over your life. Any last message from this deck, Spirit? Any last message? See? I was like, you guys have showed up as the Magician already, blah, blah, blah. You're manifesting, finding willpower. And what comes out? The Magician, officially on the spread as the last card. Yep. Moving on. 2 of Wands. God, but the thing is, Spirit also wants you guys to make that conscious effort and decision to do it, right? Yeah. Because there's definitely different things being offered to you that, you're going to have to be the one to be like, okay. For some of you, it's love related. Some of you, it's more like a career and finance thing. It's different things happening for everybody, but nonetheless, like you've manifested this, and they're just saying, look, we know what it is that you've been, reaching for and striving for. So how are you going to get there? What are you going to do to accomplish that? And for some of you, again, it's love. And the reason why I picked up on that before, just like a second ago, is because this was on the top of the deck, Knight of Cups. So it's like, for some of you, it's about love. You manifested this, and it's like, just kind of waiting for the right opportunity to present itself. Keyword, right opportunity. which I personally don't think there's a such thing as a right opportunity. I think we just have to kind of seize opportunities as they present themselves. I've learned that um, over time. I'm trying to think because there's so many different messages in his reading. So I'm like, do I want to like pull from? I have many different decks over here. I have love decks over here. I have like what's the tea? I have like ones about like healing. So I'm just kind of like, Then I also have a deck over here that's more geared towards like, you know, collective kind of thing. I think I'm gonna use these. I think this is a good one to use. My energy oracle. So this card wanted to spill out something about the heart, possibly with fourth chakra Archangel Raphael here. So that's about the heart chakra. So the way that the when I opened the box, like that one card just kind of slid out, like hey, take a look at me. I'm like, okay, yeah. So there's definitely different opportunities presenting themselves for you guys. We talked about that already. Adjacent possibilities, right? As I split the deck. Yeah, so they want you to really use your intuition when it comes to different opportunities presenting themselves. For some of you, it could be in the matter of love, and for others, it's something else. But the point is, just being mindful and cautious of the different opportunities presenting themselves to you at this time. Yes, rest and rejuvenation. So we definitely were. There's a reason why I brought up like how I've been feeling earlier, and I definitely was picking up on individuals who have been just kind of who have been in recluse mode and just to themselves. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't allow for you being in that mode to kind of deter you from regular like human interaction too, because you do need that. It's very important. Let's get like 3 from here. And then after this, I probably will just pull. What's this? I'll probably just pull like some like advice cards or something for like motivation, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, so Spirit ain't. Spirit is pretty much confirming what I kind of felt. We have. I'm gonna read them the way that they came out. So we have the world here, which is about. Sorry, friends. Um, we have the world, which is talking about closure. It's talking about the end of cycles and bringing on new ones. It's also about travel, and it's also about sometimes the internet could play a factor. For some of you, might be doing like online dating or something like that. I'm getting. Let me know if that resonates. I'm always saying that because of the way that these cards came out. There are 4 cards that came out together. Door to romance. So it could be an ending of like a romantic situation that is bringing on a new opportunity after you walked away, right? These cards came out together. So now look at the numbers in the cards. 11, 29, which each equals 11, 33, which equals 6, balance, 9. Another 6. So yeah, and adjacent possibilities is here again. Alright, so maybe 2 more cards from this deck. Oh yeah, see, look, you walked away from a broken heart. And the thing is, after you walked away from that circumstance and closed out that cycle fully, it's allowing for new opportunities to come in. That's what Spirit wants you to know. Let's get 2 more from here. And that would explain why like this card came out. I was definitely getting like, because I kept hearing repair. I kept hearing that. And then this card ended up coming out when I kept hearing that. And this card is like heart chakra energy. So, there's definitely this energy of needing to still kind of mend a broken heart, so to speak. But I do feel like, this time that you guys have spent, to yourselves has been the thing that's been needed in order for you to be able to, again, put yourself out there. The sun. Some of you might have Leo in your chart. So you guys have been definitely working on, finding your sense of happiness again. And I just looked up and it said 4444. Um, but yeah, you guys have definitely just been working on, really manifesting a sense of happiness within yourself, but still kind of maybe on, the outskirt of trying to figure out how does that look, right? Because you might not really be fully out there and immersed yet. Um, so I don't know. It's like I do feel like you guys have been just kind of like, I heard up in arms. Like on one end, it's like you really want to put yourself out there again when it comes to love and dating and all that. But then other times you feel like I'm okay in this little bubble and box that I have been in. And I'm okay with this. And I get it, trust me. And I keep telling you, I feel like somebody has Leo in their chart somewhere. Angel of strength here. So, with that said, it's like, you guys have been definitely just, trying to find that sense of strength to, work towards your overall happiness. And now remember, happiness is intrinsic, right? So you don't need to meet a person that makes you happy. But you have to have that within yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself when it comes to the fact that maybe some of you have been feeling a little bit lonely and needing that human interaction again. There's nothing wrong with that. So just keep that in mind, right? Now I'm not pushing nobody to do nothing that they're not ready for, you know. But Spirit is the one that's kind of guiding this right now, and they're letting me know to let you guys know, like, you've done a lot of inner work, and you definitely deserve to be able to, you know, seek that sense of companionship and whatnot outside of self. And look, we have cornucopia here, the fruit of your labor coming together after, you know, I'm getting like a time of like dormancy. Some of you might be seeing the number 1 a lot, or the number 11 a lot. Let me know if that resonates. It came out along with first chakra, Archangel Michael. So that's about getting grounded, right? Getting grounded. One more from here. Yeah, that sense of security. They're like, everything's going to work in your favor. It's just a matter of you also understanding the importance of being able to be vulnerable. We have all tied up here. So again, that sense of feeling maybe stuck or bound to your circumstances, it's giving me like hanged man energy. So in order to really have that sense of, change and enlightenment in your life, you do have to let go of these things that no longer serve you. In particular, broken hearts. So something along those lines. Yeah. And just be cautious of those envious and jealous people in your life and your circumstances that might have contributed to this feeling of feeling bound and stuck. Because as you level up and you're growing and you're expanding, there are people who are watching, and they could be exes, they could be ex-friends, they could be different things, people in your life who you no longer really deal with or fuck with like that. And guess what? As you're working on yourself, those are the people who are watching, from the sidelines, watching your life come together, and you're doing all these great things. And the thing is, it's like, I guarantee you, those of you who resonate with the idea of like, you are about to start dating again and you haven't dated in a while and stuff like that, for those of you who resonate with that, I can promise you the majority of y'all will resonate with the idea of that. And for some of you, this might have already happened. As soon as that person or those people realize that you're doing so great and well without them, and you're happy and you're in a relationship and you're doing your thing, you're going on dates and you're going on vacations and blah blah, like, those are the ones who are going to be like, oh, really? Watch this. They're going to try to fuck shit up. Nope. They're going to send you the evil eye. They're going to be trying to, yep, fucking with your heartstrings and shit like that. They'll send the evil eye, all kind of stuff. One more from here. Yeah, and they're probably a karmic with this contract card here. They're probably a karmic, and you know, I definitely have picked up on like scales balancing. I don't know why I picked up on that because that didn't come up in the reading, but I felt it. Which I would have said it earlier, so you guys don't think I'm just making it up. But like, I have felt that. Like I don't know why I keep seeing like the justice card. It didn't show up, but like I felt it, and it's like, yeah, scales balancing. Hey Lati, what's up? I do see some folks have popped in, so I'm gonna just scroll really, really, really fast. My girl Lati is here. My sisters are in the building. Aya's here. Tommy, hi, how are you? She has said that me and Lati's readings were kind of coinciding with each other, which means when I get off of here, I gotta hop on that one. Because I definitely always check my girls out when I can, because like, you know, sometimes I don't get to see them when they are on, like if I'm at work or something, but trust and believe, I pop up when I can. I try my best to always be supportive in that way, because my girls are always on point. Check them out. Once again, I Inspire Tarot. Check her out, and check out my girl Tears and Wheat Tarot show. I'm telling y'all, for those of you who don't follow them already or subscribe to them already, I'm telling you, those are people who I go to for readings. I see Crystal is here. Oh, I didn't even see your name pop up before. My love, I hope you're still here. Noah, hi. Yeah, like I said, like I had mentioned earlier, like I was just kind of like in a zone reading, so I wasn't really looking too much at the comments. Plus, on my glasses on. Mikey was making fun of me. He's like, at first I was gonna put like, you know, because I have all these bags under my eyes. I was just gonna put on like cute glasses, and then like there was too much like a glare. I was like, it's not gonna work. He's like, you don't even wear your damn real glasses, Ma. I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't. And that, the way he said it though was funny. I was like, you know what? You always got something to say, but a lot of the times you're right. Smart ass. Too damn smart for his own good. Alright, so we have Victory here. Yeah, punk ass little motherfucker. I love him though. That's my baby. You know, he's a man now. Can't believe I have a grown son. But yeah, we have Victory, and it came out along with the Thinking Woman. I like that. So you're thinking of a master plan, baby. I love that. So you guys, you know, again, we did see this energy of like preparation, planning, right? So there are like some different nuances and dynamics going on throughout this reading. Like there's definitely like this portion of which we're kind of picking up on like love, but for a lot of you guys it's more like career and finance. For some of you it's like, you know, just, you know, kind of revamping yourself, like figuring out who you are right now, where you stand, and, you know, doing things that are necessary for yourself in order to be of your highest self at this time, right? So please take the messages as they resonate. Yeah, and there, you know, we have hostilities here on the bottom of the deck, which is the same thing as the yarn card from earlier, one of the first cards we saw. So it's like that same energy, right? Yeah, you know, it's like, excuse me, this energy of, you know, as you are winning and you're doing your own thing, and you're, you know, you're figuring out ways to, you know, better your circumstances, people watch and they wait for your downfall. And it's like, yeah, you could wait all you want, but, you know, you're a chosen one, you're protected. Like, spirit ain't gonna be playing no fucking games. Your ancestors, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, all of the above, like, yeah, no. Yep. And remember I was talking about willpower earlier. Third chakra, Archangel Kamiel here. So going back to that sense of grit, willpower, to find that driving force within yourself to do the things that you've been, you know, being guided to do. It's definitely time. And the thing is that path is lit up for you guys, and that's why the temple path is here in the middle of the deck. Now, Lati says this is on target, people trying to pull you down. Now, wow, look, what's right here next to me. But not only what's next to me, a Target bag, but I got this deck from Target this past weekend. I intended to go live this past weekend. I just never got around to it. But I got this nice little velvet set from Target. as you say, this is on target. Like usually people say something like on point. You said on target. I'm just saying. And I felt such a strong connection to this deck. Like the deck is nothing special, but it's special in the sense of whatever came with it, like the energy with it. Like this deck was $16 with this nice little velvet, box or whatever. And they're like big cards too. Like, usually cards are about like maybe half the size of this. So like I had to like adjust my hands to like using them, but yeah, super powerful deck. And the fact that you said that choice of words as you came into the reading versus just on point or all that aligns with what I like. No, you don't usually use that word. This is on target. Like I don't think I've ever really heard you say that. So I'm just saying, and I do believe in synchronicities. So yeah, that's my girl though. That's my sister, right? Patience, my loves, patience. Patience is a virtue. Some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. Um, let's see. I think I'm going to use these. Yeah, I have like mad decks. Just like I had decks already picked out, and then I had other decks like kind of over here, like on standby, just in case I wanted to use those. But I'm gonna use the Hard Truths deck, and then I think I might use one more deck, and that might be the end of this reading. All right, so I love y'all though. Thank you so much for those of you who are here. Even if you just tapped in just for a little bit, I really appreciate you. If you came in later, I appreciate you. I'm very grateful for all of you guys for being supportive, and being here, being present. Very, very appreciative of y'all. Perseverance, I like that. Here on the bottom of the deck, we've got where you stop is where you'll end up. Keep going and expanding until you have reached beyond your goals. You're on the right track. So don't ever sell yourself short, is what I'm getting from that. Like Spirit just wants you guys to know, like they see and recognize all of the things that you've been doing. And that's why there's going to be the sense of victory when it boils down to it. Like it might not always feel like it, in the moment. But as you start to see all that hard work coming together, you're going to have options. You're going to be able to see things expanding and unfolding. All right, let's get like 3 cards from here. And then I do have one other deck I want to pull from, and that'll be the end of this reading. So grateful though. I love to see this kind of energy for you guys. I feel like this was a nice reading. I do feel like you guys are doing some great things. And Spirit just wants you guys to, never forget how much you've been doing. Like, yeah, exactly. Don't sleep on you. Don't sleep on yourself, right? Shame. Shame wraps you in a cloak of lonely, and I kept talking about loneliness, of lonely silence, convincing you that your flaws define you. Expose the shame to light. Only then can you begin to heal and alter the course of your destiny. So some of you guys need to let go of some shame. Things that you're embarrassed about or ashamed of, in order to really move forward. I just decided to look on the bottom of the deck. I don't know why I felt the urge to do that, because I was going to start shuffling, and then something told me not to. Bottom of the deck, we have social conditioning, so it could have something to do with how you were conditioned, maybe stemming as far back as childhood, and we did talk about something from childhood for some of y'all. It says, you're making decisions and plans based on external expectations that don't serve your highest potential. Give yourself the space to release and find your own path. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. And what did you say, La? You said, wow. Yeah, I gotta check that out when I get off of this. Holy shit. See, that's my girl. I'm just saying, guys. A lot of times me and all my girls, like, especially if we are all like on around the same time, like so in sync with each other, it's just so crazy. It's so crazy. And it's not like we're copying off of each other's readings or something. Like if we're on at the same time, you can't copy off of each other. You see, like we're pulling cards as they come out. Like we don't have the cards already out, you know what I mean? Like, and make our own narrative. Like, no, the cards come out the way they come out. So when people say they don't believe in this stuff, I'm like, by all means, you don't have to, but You know, there's some of us that do, and we are tapped the fuck in. Like she is just said, we tapped in. Pride. It's her Pride and Prejudice. Some of you guys might like that movie. Um, Ego is obstructing your progress and building walls where there could be bridges, making it difficult to accept help or admit wrongdoing. I can relate to that, especially the accepting help part. Humility opens the path to true connection and understanding. So, remember, I was just saying that some of you guys might be having a hard time with like stepping out and, being around people like who are friends and family and stuff, the positive people in your family, right? Building a sense of community. You might be having a hard time relying on people, and this might be a time where you actually could relate to some people and get help, or be able to talk, be able to have outings and things like that with people close to you. I'm getting something like that. Let me know if that resonates. I know I am one of those kind of people who I really am bad at asking for help. I'm terrible at asking for help. I will do everything by myself until I'm gonna end up putting myself in the early grave because of my pride when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's just a mentality thing, and I'm working on it, but it's really hard for me, and it's like it's funny, I have no Leo in my chart nowhere, but I definitely act like one sometimes. I am a fire sign though. But it's just funny because it's like my pride definitely gets the best of me from time to time, and I'm very stubborn. I am a Taurus in my North Node, so I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But yeah, pretty stubborn. And I like I said, I will do everything by myself, and people are like, "Why do you ask for help?" I'm like, "Oh no, it's fine." Yeah, I gotta work on that. So if any of you guys kind of relate with that and have a hard time with yeah, there we go. This card came out, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. But for those of you who relate or resonate with the idea of like, you know, having a hard time, asking for help, or reaching out first to be like, hey, let's do something, let's link up. Like, Spirit is definitely guiding and calling you guys to kind of get out of that, because, and I need to do the same. And now my nose is about to start itching like crazy, and I'm about to sneeze as I'm saying this. So some of y'all will resonate with that. But they want you guys to know, like, there's nothing wrong with reaching out first. There's nothing wrong with being able to, say, hey, you know, I miss you. I love you. I want to spend time. Or, hey, I need advice. Like, or, let's say you had an argument with somebody, and, you know, you might be getting called to like say, let me reach out to them. But then you're like, I don't know. Fuck that. Fuck this person. They piss me off. Like, fuck them. Like, sometimes we have to just, when we're being called to reach out to a person or something like that, accept it for what it is, and that's okay. Okay, myself included, because I definitely have been that stubborn person. So stop being stubborn. And as a matter of fact, with the kiddos, one of the at work, one of the vocab words was the word stubborn. Now that I'm thinking about it, we learned that one today, in fact. So just saying. I could be some little stubborn motherfuckers or something like that. Just saying. That's so crazy though. This is why I love y'all. I love y'all. You guys are the best. All right, so the card that came out while I was shuffling and I was still babbling on a little bit, it says boundaries. And that could be part of the reason why there's that, that wall, right? Because we set that boundary. Sometimes we set it so fucking high, and we have to let it down just a tad. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am. I feel like this is what Spirit wants me to tell you guys, so just be mindful of how high you build that wall up. Letting that pride aside sometimes is okay. Other times, fuck that shit. When somebody fucks you over, fuck that. don't do it. But no. In this case, this is about being flexible and adaptable and being the bigger person. I'm getting something like that. This seems very, very crazy because, like, I don't think this is about the love life thing though. Like, nah, if somebody fucked you over, no, fuck them. They don't stand a chance of coming back. I ain't picking up on that at all. But this is something else. This is somebody else in your life, and they really want you guys to just be cautious and mindful of how high you set your boundaries. Like, there's nothing wrong with having them, but just being cautious of how high you have them. You know, building that wall up in a way where, yes, people do have to do work to be in your life and in your space. There's nothing wrong with that. But when people have already kind of showed they ass, as I say that, big ass burp, I try to keep it concealed. um, but yeah, you know, something about that. Let me know if that resonates with any of you. But I don't think I read the card yet, so I do apologize. It says, this opportunity will constantly push you to compromise your boundaries. See, it's like there's this balance between being able to, it's about finding that middle ground. There's nothing wrong with having boundaries and setting boundaries as long as they're healthy, but but you know, don't allow a person to, you know, be pushing you past those boundaries is what I'm getting. Maintain and respect your limits to protect your well-being while also being an example of strength. I like that. I like how they worded that because it's like, it's very easy, and I think a lot of us can resonate and relate to this. Like, it's very, very easy to, you know, let our pride get in the way and stuff like that, and be like, blah blah blah. Like, I'm just like fuck this person, but there are those times where we have to kind of, you know, be like, okay, self, are you being a little bit overzealous here? Like, and I for one, again, because I can be very stubborn, I can acknowledge that there are times where I have to figure out that balance between those two things, because there could be anger that drives you. That bottom of the deck, see, Spirit ain't playing. Fury has consumed your energy and clouded your judgment. Exactly. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. Reclaim control by directing your energy towards happiness instead of clinging to past wounds. And we talked about stuff from the past popping up before too, earlier in the reading. If you want to go check that out. One more from here, Spirit. Desperate. Most situations aren't as dire as they first appear to be. Take time to be thoughtful. Or sorry, I said be thoughtful, but it says make thoughtful decisions. There's no reason to rush, and always time to give yourself grace. Interesting. Irresponsible. Dreading the responsibilities that come with achievement is sabotaging your progress. Confront your fear and start welcoming the potential for success. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. But remember, I was saying for some people, it could be like you're doing like a creative project or something with your career. They're basically saying don't self-sabotage because of fear. Is what I'm getting from that. Like I said, that seemed a little more specific, so that's not going to be for everybody. I'm just going to get one last card from the Harmony Hurt deck, which I haven't used in a while on the channel. I like this deck. Alright, let's do a couple of shuffles, or a few shuffles. And then let's get like one card, maybe two. And then that will be the end of the reading. I do hope that you guys have been enjoying this reading. I definitely am grateful for the support and for you guys being here and sticking around, so on and so forth. Bottom of the deck, creativity. And we talked about the first thing that came out was creative force. That was literally the first energy that came out in the whole reading. So I'm going to read it both ways, because it does come out like it has two sides. Your creativity is flourishing, allowing you to bring new ideas and perspectives into all areas of your life. But on the contrary, for some of you, creative blockages are holding you back, and you may struggle to find inspiration or motivation in your work. Now, we talked about feeling inspired and stuff like that for some of you. So it's just interesting how that did come up as like a topic. And now we have leadership here that like flew out of the deck while I was shuffling just now. And it came out like, I guess we technically say the upright, so like in the more positive position, but I'm gonna read both still. Um, you are stepping into a leadership role, inspiring others and guiding your team towards success with confidence and clarity. But on the contrary, for some, we also have leadership challenges may be causing you to feel overwhelmed or uncertain about managing your team or projects efficiently. So, for some of you, if you're like, either in a leadership role or, something about, creativity at work or something along those lines, some of you might be feeling really inspired right now and powerful. Like, ooh, I really feel like I can do this. And for others, you might be feeling a little bit confined and stifled, held back a bit. So this might be a time for like some effective planning and sitting down with, your innermost self and figuring out what it is you want to do in this position that you're in. For instance, like let's say if you know that you want to be in a leadership role, and that's not really something that is what's the word, achievable right now at the place that you're currently working, and you see a role pop up on say Indeed or something or Monster, so on and so forth, and you're like, ooh, maybe I should put my application in. If you feel drawn to do that, I think Spirit is saying, if you don't feel like you're able to be your most, authentic self in terms of creativity and leadership, this might be a time. And we did see the Emperor card show up earlier too. And I said something about that. I said something about like bossing up level. So, then we also saw like the King of Wands show up. So it's like, there's definitely this energy of, stepping into your creative, role. Some people might have fire in your chart or just feeling really fiery right now. And I'm like talking super fast and with my hands. So when I start doing that, like, I do it often already, but like I'm doing it like more. I feel fired up right now. And I am a fire sign. But, when I looked up, it is like 11, like across the board, or what it was, but I didn't mention it at first. So, maybe one more from here. And if this is resonating, let me know in the comment section if you haven't already. For those of you who have been active in the comment section, I am grateful for you. I love to see you guys interacting with me and with each other in the comments. It's awesome. If you haven't liked the video yet or the reading yet and you are resonating, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate all of those different ways of supporting my channel. Sacrifice. Alright, so I'm going to read both sides of the card. You are willing to make sacrifices for love, putting aside your own needs to support growth of the relationship. Very interesting. Very interesting. Wow. And we also have over-sacrificing may lead to a loss of self. And that might be why a lot of you guys have been doing this inner work, this deeper, past surface level kind of stuff for yourself to work on, repairing, right? You felt stuck and confined for a while. Now you've been kind of working on yourself. That was the first energy we saw in this reading. That's very interesting. But yeah. And then, okay, I don't even think I fully read this. Over-sacrificing may lead to a loss of self. It's time to reevaluate the boundaries in the relationship. And we definitely did talk about, we talked about sacrificing. We talked about boundaries. So, and, now even looking at this in retrospect, all tied up is the Hanged Man energy in this deck, which is about sacrifice, letting go, right? So, wow. How's that for, coming full circle? Yeah. We have support on the bottom, and then we have making decisions. So, there's definitely some decisions that need to be made. Relying on people who are close to you to help you through those times when it comes to, a sense of support. And being transparent about what it is that you need, right? The sense of openness. Wow. I'm not going to even read all those. I feel like those were like pretty self-explanatory. But I just got like a little bit like lightheaded all of a sudden. Like I'm fine, but like that was kind of weird. I just had like a little, started seeing like little spots. I feel fine. But that was interesting how I felt like that all of a sudden. But anywho, with all that said, my loves, thank you for being here and tapping in. If you didn't get to catch it from the beginning and you would like to, and you felt like you're resonating with this, definitely, when I post this up in a few seconds, watch it from the beginning if you would like. And, you know, like I said, hit that like button, all those good things. If you end up watching at a later time, all that stuff that helps support the channel, greatly appreciate it. And yeah, now I need to check out my girls' readings because I know they've been posting, and I just, I've been missing them, but I gotta definitely always, chime in and support always. So you guys check out my girls because they're amazing at what they do. I Inspired Tarot, Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. And if you guys scroll all the way up, like I'm actually gonna scroll all the way up right now. But we also have my girl, she changed her name, the Phoenix Priestess, which she's awesome too at what she does. Amazing. She is one of my closest friends in the whole wide world, one of my best friends. And yeah, like these are all people who, like I said, who I go to for support and whatnot when I'm going through things. So by all means, check any of them out. And with all of that said, wait, what? Tomorrow we're live together. What time are you guys going live together? I have to watch that. Make sure, I have to make sure I'm available. What time? Tell me and tell us. For those of us who are still here. What time are you guys going on? What are you guys reading about? Is it going to be like a, I was going to say writing about. I have a, you know what? 6? Okay. Say less. Say less. Awesome. So check out my girls. They're going to be doing a live, like a joint reading together tomorrow at 6. I'm assuming Eastern Standard Time because they're both in the same time as me. So that would be my assumption. Uh, but that's pretty fucking cool because the last one you guys did, oh my god, that shit was powerful. Oh my gosh, like you get these two powerful ass entities together. Oh my goodness, like you just, I just heard we didn't start the fire. But no, whew, them girls together, what? Maybe one day I'll be a part of that. We'll see. Can you do it as 3 people though? How does that work? That would be kind of cool if all 3 of us could one day. I just don't know how that works. Like, would that be too much? Like, too many people at one time? I don't know. We might shut down all of YouTube if we do that. Anywho, I love y'all. Like I said, check my peoples out. Yeah, I'm about to eat. I'm hungry as hell. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, loves. We could start just talking like crazy, because that's just what we do. But I love y'all. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, so until next time.